treating it like a slip and slide, and not get.
Bro, imagine Druski 200-pound ass.
You ready, bitch? Ugh. You like that?
Bro, just imagine that. What's good, y'all? It's your boy Apolxgy, and listen. What's good, y'all? How y'all doing? Y'all miss me? Probably not. It's all good. But today we are going to be diving into some allegations, and this time it's not Drake. It is instead his best friend Druski. We will be reacting to Jamari. So if you do not like reaction videos, click off. If you do, stick around. Let's see what Druski is getting into nowadays. Okay, if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. If you do enjoy this video, please leave a like. Let's get into it.
So Druski has been an up-and-coming star for around the last 4 years. He was ushered into the internet game around the same time as his good friend Jack Harlow, and it was like as Jack was rising up the ranks of music, Druski was rising up the ranks of comedy.
He's kind of not around anymore,
he has become the most infamous skit comedian online, and this has obviously afforded him many opportunities, including his own show, countless sponsorships and commercials, features in movies, steak and Happy Dad alcoholic beverages,
that's crazy.
A feature on 2K, a comedy tour, and frequent collaborations with the biggest streamers.
So I don't know if it's just because I'm older or not, but it seems like Druski isn't just as funny to me
in the
anymore.
World. Basically, this man became a cash cow, as Druski has an insane ability to take everyday situations and types of people and turn them into a viral skit or a meme. And his comedy just has this way of reflecting and predicting in real life situations. But now Druski has found himself wrapped up in the Diddy situation, as he and his friend and popular wide receiver, Odell Beckham Jr., have been listed in some of these Diddy accusations. But the claims they are throwing around here are honestly so outlandish that it almost makes this hard to believe. Now, yesterday was when this bombshell would hit the timeline. In the matter of Ashley Parham versus Sean Diddy Combs, an amended complaint names 2 more plaintiffs and several additional defendants, including Odell Beckham Jr., Druski, and a myriad of other people. So previously, it was just Ashley Parham versus Sean Diddy Combs, and then a couple John Does that were not listed, and now those John Does, the main ones, have been listed.
Okay, so now that we have a little bit more information on the docket, are we gonna be able to convict Sean Diddy Combs? If some of the John Does are, if 2 of the 3 John Does is Druski and Odell Beckham Jr., first of all, what the fuck? And second of all, this shit is gonna sink. This shit is going to
Druski
sink.
and Odell Beckham Jr. In total, Druski's name is actually listed 45 different times in this lawsuit. But these are the key details that really make everyone think that this is pretty far-fetched. Defendant Diddy then instructed another defendant Doe to also violate plaintiff defendant Doe, who has been determined to be defendant Druski, is what they're alleging. They say instead of immediately violating the plaintiff, defendant Druski doused plaintiff with more oil and lubricant and then jumped on top of the plaintiff's naked and oiled body, treating it like a slip and slide, and not get—
Bro, imagine Druski 200-pound ass.
You ready, bitch? Ugh. You like that?
Bro, just imagine that. That shit would be insane. A slip and slide, Druski?
In the wind out of the plaintiff due to his enormous size. So they're saying Druski was in there slipping and sliding all around. Defendant Druski then caught himself from sliding over the plaintiff's oiled body, and off the bed, he then began violating the plaintiff through her reproductive parts. While defendant Druski was violating the plaintiff, defendant Diddy sat in a chair near the bed and began pleasuring himself while recording plaintiff's violation by defendant Druski.
Diddy is
another party's phone fell on the bed near the plaintiff. The plaintiff then attempted to grab the phone, but it slipped out of her hands and onto the floor due to the oil/lubricant that had been doused all over her person by defendants Diddy and Druski. Obviously, at this point, the baby oil is like infamous in this Diddy case. For those of you who don't remember, they claim that they discovered over 1,000 bottles of laced baby oil in Diddy's house.
That's crazy.
And they seized cases and cases of the kinds of...
I thought the lady was supposed to be, or the woman or whoever was supposed to be drugged at the time of all of this happening. So how do you remember all of this in clear, plain detail where everybody was at in the room? Or I mean, obviously this is all alleged, more than likely, but like, how do you recall this much detail if, I don't know, maybe I'm tripping, If I'm tripping, let me know down in the comment section.
They seize cases
I don't know.
and cases of the kinds of personal lubricant and baby oil that Combs' staff allegedly used to stock hotel rooms for the freak-offs. More than 1,000 bottles altogether.
Defendant Diddy began laughing at plaintiff's attempt to grab the phone. Throughout this violent gang violation, defendant Diddy made constant belittling remarks to plaintiff, including that he owned her now. When defendant Druski was finished violating the plaintiff, defendant KK entered the room to examine the condition of the plaintiff, who was barely able to move or control her bodily functions. And they say this is when they attached her to an IV and pretty much brought her back to life, made sure she wasn't gonna die. And that was apparently when Diddy, Shane, who is apparently the man who introduced Diddy to this person, KK, Odell, and Druski then exited the residence to the backyard where they smoked marijuana and cigarettes. And so obviously this all had the internet going absolutely wild. Of course, people immediately started resurfacing old clips of Diddy hanging out with Druski.
Don't mind if I do.
They were basically saying that this clip hits different now, as it was also rumored that Diddy had been lacing drinks at his infamous parties.
Imagine Diddy walking in behind you as you taking a sip of his drink in his house.
I wouldn't.
Druski, how do you explain this?
Shot.
Druski was also asked at one point what it was like to attend these Diddy parties.
You ever been to one of Diddy parties? Yeah, I've been in attendance. I've been in attendance. Hey, what the fuck you smirking for?
You saying that?
I've been in attendance.
We just asking regular questions.
That's all I said. I said I've been in attendance. I have been in attendance.
We never been. We just asking.
We just asking. Yeah. As soon as you asked, he said,
"You had fun." I ain't seen that.
Yeah, you did.
I ain't seen that.
Yeah, I had fun. Yeah. I mean, it was a party. I wasn't at one of them parties.
See, look
at that. Hey, hold up.
What parties you talking about?
I have been in attendance at a puff party. You know what I'm saying? I've been in attendance. Yeah, I went. Yeah. The party I went to, it was girls turn up, you know what I'm saying? The regular, you know what I mean? Other celebrities and shit, yeah.
That's what you do.
Now, obviously, Druski does
So, wait, hold up. Pause. Is this before or after the whole freak-off allegations started coming out where we figured out what the freak-offs were? Because if Druski knew beforehand, hey, you self-snitching right now, my boy. You are self-snitching. Yo, Druski, get it together.
Language became a little bit uncomfortable, but you do have to keep in mind that thousands of different people have been to these Diddy parties, allegedly, and obviously when they're all asked about it, they all say, well, you know, I went to the Diddy party, but I didn't go to, like, the Diddy party, like the behind the doors party that was going on. So then I started questioning what was Diddy's relationship with Druski. And as you guys can see here, back in 2021, Druski did have this show called Sneaking In with Druski. And upon further inspection, you can see that this was airing on Revolt, which was a media network that was primarily owned and founded by Sean Diddy Combs. And although he no longer owns any shares in the company, back in 2021, he was still running that shit, and he presumably gave that opportunity to his boy Druski. I also thought that this little tidbit was interesting because Odell Beckham Jr. and Druski have been friends for quite a few years now. Baltimore Ravens wide receiver Odell Beckham Jr. struck up a friendship with Druski upon finding his videos and invited the comedian to stay at his home during the COVID-19 pandemic. And obviously, the pandemic was back in early 2020. And that's where these dates really start not matching up because the defendant is saying that this happened on March 23rd, 2018. Way before Druski was even remotely famous or known online. Where the defendant says that this guy Shane invited...
So, you sneaky little dog, this was before all of that. So, this might not hold any fucking water
to his home to assist him with his cancer medications because he was weak and unable to open his medications. She says upon her arrival that this guy Shane wanted to give her a ride in his new car, and she says this is when this guy Shane pretty much set her up for the violation that allegedly involved Diddy, Druski, and OBJ. Now, much like with Jay-Z with his recent Diddy accusations, Druski would respond swiftly to this filing, where he says the allegation is a fabricated lie. I wasn't a public figure in 2018.
Which would be true.
I was broke and living with my mom without any connections to the entertainment industry at the time of this allegation, so the inclusion of my name is truly outlandish. My heart breaks for actual victims of abuse, but I'm fully confident that the evidence will expose this falsehood and the individuals who are maliciously trying to game the legal system to peddle false narratives. So he kind of has the same stance that Jay-Z had back a couple months ago, saying this whole thing is about.
Now, if this comes back and Druski's actually at fault, I'm gonna retract that statement. But as of right now, I don't even like Druski. But if people are putting out false narratives, bro, we gotta call it what it is. You know what I'm saying?
And the timeline isn't even really adding up. And of course, when something like this comes out, you're gonna have a lot of people running with the story. Like this tweet that went viral where this girl says, "I can't believe hashtag Odo Beckham Jr. and hashtag Druski are in this new Diddy lawsuit taking turns violating this girl." Wow. You had other popular hip-hop and media pages saying Druski did what? The same sentiment is shared here, ironically including this misinformation meme. Then you had people using Druski's own skits against him, like this guy who says there's no way that this Druski shit is real. Basically saying that was Druski's reaction to this information.
Bro, come on,
another user says Druski after some...
Yo, X or Twitter is fucking shitty. Bro, I didn't get X until like this year, or maybe like December or whatever, after stuff started popping off with the whole Drake stuff. Bro, I regret it. I wholeheartedly regret it. This is a fucking cesspool.
Give him consent.
Dude, like, come on, be real.
This guy specifically seems to really be leading the charge when it comes to these Druski jokes about this very serious situation. He says Druski's lawyer right now.
We got good and bad news. Good news, we got your payment, buddy. Bad news, they gave you life. Sayonara.
So yeah, it's just crazy see this guy's own skits and various statements being used against him at this point, even if it is a joke. These are the type of things that people try to get off online, and they do end up going viral. And it's really all just for a couple little Twitter shekels and a little bit of clout. Like, it's not worth making this type of weird, shitty joke, whether you believe he's guilty for some reason or not. Because honestly, I think it's a whole bunch of nonsense. And it leads to other people making more serious statements like this. Okay, so now that Druski was named in the Diddy lawsuit for a gang violation, this creepy skit he made in 2022 about guys getting girls drunk to have sex with them.
Bro, y'all gotta stop. The internet isn't that serious. Y'all making this shit into something that it's not. Y'all talking about niggas doing shit they're not actually doing. Y'all mad that other people is reacting to videos saying it's effortless. Bro, what? You're clip farming, you're taking clips and making it into something that it's... Y'all got... Bro, the internet era is crazy. And I feel bad for every single one of y'all that's deep into that type of shit, spreading false narratives and hating and all that. Bro, I wish we can go back to the early 2000s and my unk type shit, where the internet wasn't as crazy as it was now. Shit was chilling. We was sitting back playing MW2, watching montage videos and funny videos and shit on YouTube, and we didn't have to worry about all this extra bullshit they got going on the internet right now, bro. This shit is truly like, bro, y'all, this is terrible. This is fucking terrible. Let niggas make livings. Let niggas be. If some shit pops up and we have true evidence, then go ahead and, let's make a big deal out of it. But if it's something like this where niggas don't even really got evidence and this shit is just falsified, all this is just falsified, like, y'all gotta let it go. We gotta let it. Y'all gotta do better. Y'all gotta do better. And maybe I'm just saying all this because, I actually am on X or Twitter now. And, I'm starting to get involved with a lot of this kind of stuff. People are starting to say crazy stuff. Hey, cut it out, dog. It's not that serious. Anyways, if y'all did enjoy this video, please leave a like. I want to know what y'all think about all this. Please let me know if you think that Druski is responsible, if you think Odell was actually there. If y'all following the Diddy trial or the Diddy case, let me know extra details down in the comment section. I'm not actively keeping up with it. I have a life outside of all of this. You know what I'm saying? Like I work full time or whatever. So this is like my side joint. I don't take it that serious, but if some of y'all do take all this research stuff like super duper serious, shoot it my way. Let's talk about it. Join the Discord down in the comment section down below. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Go follow me on Twitch, as we will be doing reactions live on stream. You can get into these videos if you want to be a part of them. Okay, with all that being said, y'all take care of yourselves, please. I love y'all and stay safe. Peace.